Hello Kanna, I hope that you all are fit and fine, and let me tell you that I am completely fine as well. In the previous video, which was the first video of income tax where we had started discussing the concepts, I had told you about certain things. Now firstly, let us all revise those things and then we will start with today's lecture. So yesterday what did I tell? I told that to develop the nation, the government needs two things, that is power and money. We were discussing about money in yesterday's lecture where I told you there are three sources by which the government can get the money. First is own ventures or own business, second is taxes, and third one is borrowings. We are more concerned about taxes because we are going to study the subject income tax. Now what is tax? Tax is the money charged by the government on products, income or any activity or services to meet the common welfare expenses of the country. Now there are two types of taxes, that is direct tax and indirect tax. For direct tax the example is income tax, and for indirect tax the example is GST. Now what is the difference between direct tax and indirect tax? Direct tax is charged on income or wealth and indirect tax is charged on goods or services. For indirect tax the incidence does not pass. It means you cannot recover the direct tax from another person. However, in indirect tax, the incidence passes to the end consumer. It means what? You can recover those taxes that you have paid from the end consumer with the help of input tax credit concept. Okay. Then direct tax is a progressive tax and indirect tax is a regressive tax. Progressive tax means what? The rich are taxed more, poor are taxed less. And regressive tax means a taxation system where everyone is taxed almost equally. Okay. So this we discussed yesterday. Now we are coming to power, the concept of power. I told you yesterday itself that it is very important for power to be there with the government so that they can collect the taxes. Because if power is not there, then who will obey the orders or demands of the government and give them the taxes? Hence, power is absolutely necessary. But you know what? With great power comes great responsibility. The famous dialogue from Spider-Man. Hence, to give the responsibility, first the government puts a restriction on the government. The constitution puts a restriction on the government. What is the restriction? It is given in Article 265 of the Indian Constitution, where it says that no tax can be levied except law. Hence, to collect the tax from the people, first and foremost there should be a law. And only according to that law you can collect the tax from the public. The government directly cannot go to the public and tell that we are having the power, so please give us the taxes. That is not possible. So what should the government do? First, they should create a law. Then there should be rules and regulations predefined in that law, and according to those rules and regulations only the government can collect taxes from the people. So hence, first and foremost, law is necessary to collect the taxes. Now comes the question, what is the law? How is the law drafted? Who brings the law? And where it is given that what and all law can be drafted by which and all government. Okay. So that is given in Article 246. Article 246. So first Article 265 places a restriction and tells that no tax can be collected except by way of law. Now we will come to Article 246 of the Constitution, which tells who and all is having the power to create the law. So there is a schedule in Article 246, that is the 7th schedule. Which schedule? 7th schedule, which contains three lists, Kanna. Union list, state list and concurrent list. Union list, state list and concurrent list. You can also tell this as list number 1, list number 2 and list number 3. List number 1, list number 2 and list number 3. So what and all items are given in list number 1, for all those items the central government or the parliament has the power to draft the law. Okay. Whatever comes in state list, the state government, or you can say state legislative assembly, has the power to draft the law. And whatever comes in concurrent list, both central government and state government have combined sharing powers to draft the law. Okay. Now, what are we going to study? We are going to study income tax. So, sir, who is having the power to draft the law to collect income tax from people? Answer is the law is given to the parliament. Given to whom? It is given to parliament. How do we know it? Because in the first list, that is union list, there is point number 82. Point number 82, where it is given income tax on income other than agricultural income. Income tax on income other than agricultural income. Hence, the central government has the power to levy income tax. Okay. But sir, here it is written on income other than agricultural income. So, is agricultural income not liable to income tax at all? Because here it is clearly given that the parliament does not have any power to collect income tax on agricultural income. It means what? There is no income tax on agricultural income. Correct? Or you can also say, you would have also heard from people that there is no income tax on agriculture in India. That is also true. But does it mean that income tax on agricultural income cannot be collected at all? Does it mean that nobody has the power to collect income tax on agricultural income? You please do your research and let me know in the comment section of the YouTube video. Okay? And if your answer is correct, the first person who is giving correct answer, I will pin your comment on the YouTube video. Fine? So what is the question? The question is that whether income tax is leviable on agricultural income, and if so, who is having the power? Okay, give me along with proof. Let me see who is coming up with the right answer first. Next. So the second list. So hence, income tax is a part of which list? The first list or the union list. This is only our subject. Then there is second list also, state list, where the state government is having power. There can be things like police, etc. in the state list. I want you to go through the union list, state list and concurrent list. All the three lists I want you to go through when you are, you can go to Google, you can search for these lists and you can go through that list. Okay. So you will get an idea about which government is having the power to draft the law for what matters. Okay. Then what about concurrent list? Concurrent list has some matters like education, healthcare, etc. So when it comes to education or health, both state government as well as central government will have the power. Sir, we have heard that in GST there are two types of GST, that is CGST, central GST, and SGST, that is state GST. Hence, GST law is drafted by both central government as well as state government. So does GST come under concurrent list? Does GST come under concurrent list? This also you do your research and let me know in the comment section. If you have started your GST classes, then ask your GST teacher. If you have started reading your GST material, then go through your material and tell me in the comments whether GST is also coming under concurrent list or not. Because GST contains both center GST and state GST. Let me know. Fine. So there are two homeworks which is given to you. Now let me share you in brief about how a law is drafted and implemented in the nation. Okay, let me tell you about the procedure. Many of you might be knowing, many of you might not be knowing. So let us all learn together. This is not a part of your syllabus at all. So in general, I am telling you what practically happens when a law is implemented. So first, there is general elections karna. General elections. This general elections is also called what? Lok Sabha elections. This you need not write down, it's not necessary at all. General elections or Lok Sabha elections. You would have heard that even in 2019 and 2024 there was general elections. So which party won the general election? Which party won the general election in 2024? In 2024 it was I will not say won by, but definitely majority of the seats were won by BJP compared to other parties. And then finally, their alliance, that is the NDA, formed the government. So what happens is, during the general elections or Lok Sabha elections, people will vote. Okay, and the person who gets the majority votes will become MP or Member of Parliament. Right? Now, all these Member of Parliament come together and they form the Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha is also called the lower house of the Parliament. All these members come together and they form the Lok Sabha. Now, how does the Lok Sabha work, sir? See here, Kanna. Let us imagine that this circle is the Lok Sabha and these full are different seats of the Lok Sabha. Here there is the speaker. So the speaker is the person who coordinates all the matters in the Lok Sabha, and all the member of parliament who are elected from different areas or constituencies will be sitting in the Lok Sabha together. Okay, I know my drawing is horrible right now, but if you are understanding the concept, that is enough. Okay, so this is the Lok Sabha. Now, the majority of the member of parliament together will form the government. So, for example, the majority, that is the NDA, will come together and they will form the government. So, this is the government. So, the people who do not join the government will form the opposition. What will the government do? This government is only called the central government, Kanna. Central government. Now, what will the central government do? Central government will appoint certain members of parliament as ministers. For example, finance minister, agricultural minister, corporate affairs minister, railway minister, defense minister, home minister, etc. So all these different people, members of parliament, will be appointed as minister. These ministers will be given ministry. Ministry means what? For example, finance minister will be given finance ministry. It means what? They will be responsible, or they will be responsible to look after the finance matters of the entire nation. So for example, tax. So whatever tax related matters are there, it will be decided by the finance ministry. Now what will the finance ministry do? Finance ministry will, first they will discuss within themselves, they will take suggestions of experts, and with the help of that, the finance ministry will draft a bill. Or any other ministry, whatever matter it is, the minister or even other members of parliament are free to bring a bill to the parliament. Sir, what is this bill? Bill means whatever law they want to implement inside the nation, first a draft will be prepared and that draft is introduced in the parliament in the form of bill. It is called what? Bill. Fine. Now, first this bill is introduced. So MP introduces bill. You get my point? After this bill is introduced, there is voting inside the Lok Sabha. If majority members vote in favor of that bill, then that bill is passed. After that bill is passed, that bill is introduced in Rajya Sabha. Sir, now what is this Rajya Sabha? Rajya Sabha is also a part of Parliament, Kanna. It is called upper house. Of the Parliament. Then who are the members of Rajya Sabha? The members of Rajya Sabha are also MP. that is member of parliament. Then what is the difference between Lok Sabha member of parliament and Rajya Sabha member of parliament? Answer is Lok Sabha member of parliament are directly elected by the public, but Rajya Sabha member of parliament are indirectly elected by the public. So here also direct election, indirect election. Now how are the members indirectly elected by the public? Answer is because members of parliament of the Rajya Sabha are elected by state MLAs. Okay, so whatever government you are voting for in the state government, that is the state government, MLAs will come together and they will elect a member of parliament for the Rajya Sabha. So basically Rajya also means state. So Rajya Sabha means the members of parliament who are representing that particular state. You get my point? So that is Rajya Sabha. Now these members also, here also the bill will go for voting. Okay, and if the bill is voted and the votes go, majority of the votes go in favor of the bill, then that bill is also said to be passed. Sir, is it necessary that the votes will always go in favor? Answer is no. What will happen if majority votes are not received by the bill? In such case, that motion will be cancelled, then that bill will be sent back, and then you have to redraft that bill and bring it again so that it will satisfy majority of the members of parliament. So then the bill will be passed in the Rajya Sabha, correct? After passing in the Rajya Sabha, the bill will go to president. The bill will go to the president. Then what will the president do? The president will sign on that bill. After signing, the bill will become act. The bill will become what? It will become act. So when it becomes act only, it becomes the law which is implemented in the country. Now you might get a question, sir, after signing, when will this act be implemented inside the country? When will it be applicable inside the country? Answer is either the date will be given inside the act itself, or the date of the signature will become the date in force. It means what? After the signature is done by the president, then that bill will become the act and it can be implemented throughout the country. So either the date will be mentioned inside the act, or the date on which the president will sign will on that date it will be implemented inside the country. You get my point? So this is the process by which a bill will become an act, and after that an act only is passed throughout the nation, and that should be followed by each and everyone inside the country. So hence the same procedure only, Income Tax Act was also brought. Income Tax Act was also brought in the parliament, and in this Income Tax Act only there are many provisions. It means what? Many rules and regulations, and with the help of those rules and regulations only we have to follow and pay the income tax, and even the department has to follow or the government has to follow to collect the income tax from us, so that there is certainty inside the nation. Now you might have one more small doubt. What small doubt, sir? Sir, when the MP introduced this bill, will this bill as it is become the act? Yes or no? Will this bill as it is become the act without any changes at all? Answer is no, Kanna. As it is, it will not become the act. Generally, when it is introduced in the parliament, some other members of parliament will give some suggestions. The public also will give some suggestions. Based on those suggestions, some changes also can be made to the bill. After the changes are being made, then it is passed, and later on it becomes the act. So changes can also be there. Hence, it is not necessary that if you read a bill, the same bill will become the act. It is not necessary at all. There can be changes also. Changes possible. So this is the process by which a bill will become an act in India. I hope you understand the concept of power. So power comes from the constitution, but before giving the power, it will first place a restriction. What is the restriction? Restriction is given by article number 265 and it tells that no tax can be levied except by the way of law. Then there is article 246 in the constitution which has 7th schedule. 7th schedule has 3 lists. List 1, list 2, list 3. List 1 is called union list, list 2 is called state list, list 3 is called concurrent list. In union list, the parliament has the power to bring a law. In state list, the state government is having the power to bring a law or state legislative assembly, and in concurrent list, both parliament as well as state legislative assembly are combined having powers to bring the law. Now we are more concerned about union list because income tax forms a part of entry number 82 of the union list. Hence, now it is very clear that the parliament is having the power to bring laws related to income tax on any income other than agricultural income. Fine. I hope you are clear with this concept of power. The next concept let us discuss in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye, and do not forget to comment what I had told you, what questions I had asked you. Whatever the right answers are there, I will pin those comments on top. See you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.